All right, so don't leave this room because we have a very special presentation coming up just before lunch. We're going to hear from Thomas Zurbuchen, who is, well, he has so many titles that I'll have to read them. So first of all, Thomas is the Associate Dean for Entrepreneurial Programs in the College of Engineering. He is the founder of the University of Michigan College of Engineering Center for Entrepreneurship. He's a professor of space science and aerospace engineering, so he is a rocket scientist, which we often need. And he's also now the senior counselor to the provost for entrepreneurial education. The reason that is so important that Thomas be here is that we talked about a few minutes ago, we're not just talking about tech entrepreneurship as a solution to these problems that we have in urban environments. It can be any number of fields. And University of Michigan is a world-class institution that has top departments in, 100 different areas. And so Thomas has just taken on the challenge of taking this entrepreneurial education campus-wide, not just in engineering, not just in the business school, but in every department in this university. We're trying to infuse with this innovation. And so Thomas is going to talk to us about this challenge and how he's going to get it done by next week.
See, usually if I want to solve really hard problems, I ask David how to do it. And so, I'm just really honored to be here and be part of this really important event today. I want to, tell you a little bit about why we do these entrepreneurship programs and why we care so much about the aspects of David's work. But before I do so, I just want to thank David and his team for just setting up a tremendous event, and their resilience, their grit to make it work. I mean, needless to say, it started with an idea. I think we'll just leave it at the low gravity point. And I really want to thank him and his team for everything they've been doing. Thanks so much. So look, every year we have several thousand students who are graduating from the University of Michigan. It's close to 10,000 students every single year. And what used to happen is that with that little diploma that they get as they walk across the stage, they had what you would call a passport for a career. That's no longer the case, unfortunately. Our educational value in many ways has diminished. Why? Because there's so much change in their world that the kind of whatever is in their school bag at that particular time when they walk across that stage may not be applicable for much more than a few years. So in fact of giving them a passport, we give them a single entry visa into their career to that first job. What will make them successful over the lifetime of their careers, of course, is more than just what in that school bag. In fact, what we know, for example, from research is that grit is 3 times more likely to make a person successful than any type of knowledge. Very renowned research result. We also know that entrepreneurial mindset, that state of mind that is out there is equally applicable for people who work with technologies as it is for people who work with people. At the end, entrepreneurship is all about people. So social science is a really important part of what we're doing, as is business. A great idea has to be feasible, has to be valuable, economically, it has to be desirable. That's why we need the whole crew, and that's what we're so passionate about in our entrepreneurship programs here at the University of Michigan. Innovate Blue is well on its way, that's how we call it, to bring together these communities of potential change agents. And I want to tell you that when I started, I was really, really wrong. I thought what would happen is that 90% of the students that would show up here are people with a gadget, with an idea. First of all, there are still a lot of people with gadgets and ideas, but guess what? They're not entrepreneurs in many cases. The ones that we admire, the ones that we support, and the ones that are now the majority of the thousands of students in our classes each year are people with passion who understand the why of entrepreneurship. So this meeting is so important to me because of that. because the why and the how of entrepreneurship is just so much more important. The problem we're working on is just so much more important than the bag of tricks we have in our pocket. And I'm saying this as a guy who built space instruments, because also there, the why and the how is just so much more important than all the technologies that I happen to remember from the many classes I took on my decades to that education. So what Innovate Blue is doing is really empowering these students, empowering our community as a whole. And I just want to say that my personal belief is that the kind of work that David is pioneering here is really going to become even more so in the next couple years, a crystallization point of a movement that's going to grow. We have a lot of students right now, close to a dozen student groups are active in Detroit. You know what's interesting is some of these student groups are a lot more effective than staff we have in some areas. We have a group called the Detroit Entrepreneurship Network that is collaborating with high schools and is educating students to grow their ideas. We think that's absolutely important. And guess what? That kind of busload of these finalists, just by sheer number, is bigger than some of the groups of people that we bring in with 5, 6 professional staff. Our students have more impact because of their entrepreneurial state of mind than so many of people who have jobs. So we think this is absolutely important to do. Of course, we also have initiatives that you've seen, and we're just so excited when they get highlighted, like the farming initiative in Detroit and other initiatives that are, just gaining speed right now. So what I want to just tell you again is thanks for inviting me to be here. This is a crazy day. I literally would have liked to sit here the whole day. There's 6 events going on in parallel. Of course, this happened because football used to be great, so everybody. Yeah, I told the Rutgers guy, I'm really glad he's here, but not last week. No, I'm just really excited that you're here, and thanks so much for all the wisdom and all the commitment you bring to this, and we really feel we're part of this too, and we're going to continue to be part of it. And listen to what we're learning from you, and also what David is teaching us as we go forward. Thank you so much.
All kidding aside, though, the state has been a great partner with our center, and we are working on always active programs that say, how are we going to create more jobs here? How are